NASCAR followers will remember the Plymouth Superbird not only for its outlandish looks, but also for its dominating performances in the 1970 season. Plymouth primarily built the Superbird to entice iconic race driver Richard Petty back into its folds, but the automaker also had its eyes on reclaiming its lead from Ford. It's safe to say Plymouth succeeded in both, but beyond that, the manufacturer created a track-eating monster and one of the most recognizable cars of its era. Let's take a look at 10 things that made the Plymouth Superbird a legendary muscle car. Number 10. Superbirds came with only big block engines. The 1970 Plymouth Superbird was available with 3 powertrain options. The standard motor, a 440 Super Commando 4-barrel V8, produced 375 horses and 480 pound-feet of torque. There was also the optional 440 Super Commando 6-barrel V8, cranking out 390 horses and 490 pound-feet of torque. With these engines, buyers could choose between a 727 Torque-A-Flight automatic transmission or a 4-speed manual gearbox. However, the pick of the bunch was the big block 426 Hemi V8, with 2 Carter aluminum 4-barrel carburetors, spitting out an impressive 425 HP and 490 pound-feet of torque. Very few Superbirds came with this engine, making it one of Plymouth's most sought-after vehicles. While the race cars could reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour with this engine, the street versions only got a little above 140 miles per hour. Number 9. The Plymouth Superbird dominated the 1970 NASCAR season. Chrysler made the Plymouth Superbird, alongside its corporate cousin, the Dodge Daytona, with one aim: to win the NASCAR trophy. This was a tall order, considering Ford's dominance in previous seasons. The Dodge Daytona laid the foundations for the Superbird's eventual success. Plymouth improved the model and managed to win back the legendary racer Richard Petty, who had jumped ship to Ford. The combination of Richard Petty behind the wheels and an aerodynamic Superbird culminated in an unstoppable 1970 NASCAR season for Plymouth. The car won a staggering 18 NASCAR victories and completely obliterated the competition. This is all the more impressive considering the variety of the competition for that season. Number 8. Plymouth built less than 2,000 Superbirds. Superbirds for sale are as rare as a hen's teeth, given the limited production numbers and their value among collectors. According to Dodge, Plymouth produced 1,935 units of the Superbird at Chrysler's Lynch Road assembly plant in Detroit between October and December 1969. Of the total number, only 135 models had Hemi engines. According to Classic, Plymouth Superbirds sell for around $280,861 on average, with the average model with a Hemi engine going for up to $566,218 on average. As this appraiser says, 1970 Superbird values continue to climb as Superbird Plymouths for sale become more challenging to find. Number 7. It contributed to the demise of true muscle cars. The Plymouth Superbird is undoubtedly one of the most iconic muscle cars to exist. However, it was a victim of its own success and played a major role in killing its own breed. When the EPA needed a car for emissions testing in 1972, the choice was a 440 in Plymouth Superbird. After its research, where the Superbird raced commercial jets, the EPA identified that leaded fuel posed a significant health threat. Now, lead was a cheap way to boost octane levels, but following the EPA's findings, cars could no longer use leaded fuel. Ironically, muscle cars like the Superbird now had to use unleaded fuel, with lower octane levels and ultimately lower horsepower, effectively killing off the powerful muscle cars of the 70s. Number 6. The skyscraper high rear wing was fully functional. Measuring 24 inches long and 55.5 inches wide, the Superbird's rear wing is one of its standout features. While many gearheads believe Plymouth built a wing this tall to help open the trunk, others have questioned its usefulness. However, the Plymouth's rear spoiler wasn't just for aesthetics. It played a vital role in the Superbird's success. Chrysler's wind tunnel research showed that the Superbird's wing must be taller than the car's roof to be effective. The rear wing improved the Superbird's downforce and stability in no small way, keeping it from going airborne on NASCAR's superspeedways. Number 5. The Superbird's unique design features are hard to ignore. The Plymouth Superbird is unapologetically outrageous and a guaranteed head-turner. From the prominent rear wing to the aero nose cone, the Superbird sported some of the most iconic muscle car design features. Superbirds were available in 8 color options, each with a differently colored vinyl roof. The muscle car paid tribute to its cartoon character origins with its looks and Superbird decals beatifying the car and a beep-beep horn for good measure. A custom exhaust system, slanted rear windows, and pop-up headlights completed the iconic car's looks. More importantly, most of the Superbird's features followed function over form. Number 4. Its one-year production run was a hit. New NASCAR rules, low sales numbers, and a changing automotive market meant the Superbird couldn't outlast the 1970 model year. After Richard Petty's dominant season in the 1970 NASCAR season, the racing body implemented new rules to provide a level playing ground and regulate safety for all parties involved. These rules limited aerodynamic modifications and reduced engine displacement. As a result, NASCAR banned the Superbird, and Plymouth had to stop production. Although the 1970 Superbird suffered poor sales during its production run, it was incredibly popular in the southeastern states. A combination of limited models, racing legacy, and collectible nature makes it one of the most valuable classic cars. Number 3. The Superbird's aerodynamic design was radical. The Plymouth Superbird from 1970 drew inspiration from the Dodge Daytona, and together, both cars won 33 races out of 48 in the 1970 NASCAR season. The Superbird's sleek and radical aerodynamic design was a prominent factor in these victories. Its 18-inch-long wedge-shaped nose helped the Superbird slice through the air, while the towering rear wing provided downforce and stability to keep it grounded. Aerodynamics weren't exactly new in automobiles. Plymouth's design was innovative and laid the blueprint for many future designs. Not only was this aerodynamic design purposeful on track, but it looked like nothing else on the road, too. It's therefore quite possibly the driving force behind the growing admiration of the model, which compounds its legendary status. Whereas the majority of 1960s and 70s muscle cars followed similar styling themes, the Superbird took a daringly defiant direction, and it paid off. Number 2. The Superbird was one of the first track cars to breach 200 miles per hour. The Dodge Daytona took NASCAR by storm when it became the first car to breach 200 miles per hour in NASCAR's history. A short while later, the Plymouth Superbird followed suit. Both cars from Chrysler's factories shared many similarities and left many NASCAR drivers in the dust during the 1970 season. Buddy Baker drove the Dodge Daytona, while Richard Petty was behind the wheels of the Superbird. The winged warriors consistently hit speeds around 200 miles per hour. Even modern NASCAR cars haven't surpassed this milestone by much, with Bill Elliott holding the competition's record at 212 miles per hour. Number 1. Television appearances have contributed to its pop culture icon status. The Plymouth Superbird's affiliation with Richard Petty made the car too fast for NASCAR, and its television appearance afterward only helped its reputation. The winged warrior appeared in the 2006 film Cars, and Hot Wheels produced several die-cast models of the car in the same year. It also made appearances in Gone in 60 Seconds, and shows such as ESPN's Ultimate NASCAR, Jay Leno's Garage, and The Mod Squad. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.